Hi, what's good, y'all? Welcome to episode 22 of Floor Talk. Busy Chuck, back in by day, baby. Glad spread.
Skinny bitch.
Hell yeah. I might as well sign up for a bodybuilding show at this point, bro.
Don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
We're back with another video. This is like the third night in a row I'm filming. It's like 11:30. We just got back from the gym. Like my stomach's growling, bro, but I still want to like put a message out there for you guys. And like I had zero intention of filming whatsoever. Like today was just a really rough day for me. Like I was just so out of it, man. I wanted to just lay in that bed all day, bro, if I could. But like this is life. Like you have responsibilities and you got to do what you got to do, and that's just the reality of it. So I want to practice what I preach, and even though I'm not feeling good, I'm still going to push through and do the best that I can. So but yeah. Anyway, shit. I'm gonna try to keep this short, but today I want to talk about like letting go and not replacing a person to forget another. Because I'm guilty of that. I think we all are. Letting go is definitely not easy. It takes time, just like everything. It takes practice, man. And I feel like it's especially hard to let go of like those close people in your life, whether that's like a relationship or childhood friends that you grew up with. And the reality is like once you get older, I mean, you're not going to be friends with those people forever. Like eventually everyone kind of like goes their separate ways. That's why you really got to cherish like the time you have here and the people that are, in your circle. And some people that you thought were like your day ones, like over time you just kind of like lose contact and you just forget about them. Oftentimes we like to, replace people from our past or like or a significant other with someone new to forget about them and replace the feelings that you felt with them. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned this in a previous video, but we're chasing feelings, right? Not necessarily people. Like we crave the feelings of validation and love and affection, and then when someone can't provide that for us, we're constantly like looking for like someone else to replace that. You know what I mean? And we have a hard time letting go of people from our past because we're afraid of having to like go through that whole process of like rebuilding like a connection. And you're kind of like running the risk of not even experiencing the same feeling. You know what I mean? Even though that relationship or friendship could be like kind of toxic, like you're still clinging onto it because you're afraid of being alone. And it's hard to rebuild these relationships from scratch, especially if you knew someone from your childhood and you have a lot of memories with them. But you can't force anyone to be your friend, and that's just the brutal truth. And like our brains crave like the familiar, right? So someone who's been in like a toxic relationship, they're most likely to stay in toxic relationships because that's what they're familiar with, right? Like that's, even though it sounds crazy, like why would you stay with like a psycho partner or whatever? But if that's what you're used to, your brain is just attracted to what you've already been doing, right? So that's why progress is uncomfortable, right? Like reinventing yourself is uncomfortable. It's because like it's something that you're not used to, right? Like you're not in your comfort zone, and that's a sign that you are progressing when you're not in that comfort zone, right? Like progress isn't made laying around in bed and being all content. Like you need some kind of challenge in your life because that's where progress lives, man. It's those moments when life is just, it just feels mundane and you're tired and you don't want to study or work out or whatever. Like that's where progress lives, man. Like that's just the truth. But yeah, anyway, like if you're losing friends, obviously you don't, you kind of fear like being alone, right? So you try to find new people to like replace the old ones. Or what I've been guilty of is like moving from one talking stage to the next to the next to like replace those feelings, right? Because that's what we crave. It's not the people necessarily, it's that feeling. They don't all come from one person, like that person that you're kind of like stuck on. Like you can feel that with someone else, but it's like we just fear branching out and like letting them go. And it's like that one Selena Gomez song. It's like, I needed to lose you to love me. Put me on American Idol already, bro. Bullshit aside, it's true. Sometimes you have to let people go and grieve them. That's grief is like a huge part of like learning to move on and leave people in the past, because it's like if you replace a partner or a friend with like someone else, just to like replace these feelings, like you still have some unresolved pain like deep within you that you got to like figure out before you can fully move on. Because if you lose like whoever you replace them with, then it's like all these feelings just kind of like come to the surface. It's like the cycle is just going to come back to haunt you, and it's not a good feeling. So I'd say if you're dealing with like a breakup, or you lost like a close friend that you thought was a day one and they were your ride or die, and you kind of like start losing contact, like sometimes you just got to let that go, man. Like that's life, and you got to like grieve that person, not just be like, okay, like let me find someone new and like get that feeling back. You just got to grieve, and that's what leads to recovery. And then you just learn to let that person go, and you just kind of like accept that they're in the past, and you just become grateful that you got to meet them, right? Like people come in and out of your life, and you can't cling on to them too much. I'll be like stuck on a girl like from the past that I was talking to. I've kind of shifted my mindset into, well, they found me attractive at some point, right? Like
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say.
a win is a win. So let them go, get to a good headspace where you can accept that they're gone, right? You don't feel some type of way about it, and then you could welcome other people into your life as like a bonus, you know what I'm saying, on top of all the good things that are already going on. That's the message I want to put out there today. Don't replace a person to forget another. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe as always. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See, I'm back on my bullshit. Came a long way from school, bitch. We them niggas been banging and walking with full clips. Pocket filled with them blue strips. All the